Once upon a time, there was a young girl named Emma who often felt stressed. She was busy with school, friends, and many activities. Sometimes everything felt too much, and she would get upset or feel like crying. One day, Emma visited her grandmother, who lived in a quiet cottage surrounded by a beautiful garden. Her grandmother, an old woman with a calm smile and warm eyes, noticed Emma wasn't herself. "What's troubling you, my dear?" she asked gently. Emma sighed. "I just feel stressed all the time, Grandma. There's so much to do, and I don't know how to stay calm." Her grandmother nodded and invited Emma to sit with her in the garden. The sun was shining and a cool breeze was blowing. Birds chirped softly and the smell of flowers filled the air. "Let me show you something," her grandmother said, reaching for a small plant nearby. "This plant grows slowly and quietly, but it never rushes. Even though it faces rain, wind, and the heat of the sun, it stays strong. It simply grows at its own pace, day by day." Emma watched the plant swaying gently in the breeze, and it made her feel a little better. "Stress is like a storm," her grandmother continued. "It comes and goes, but if you stay calm inside like this plant, you won't be swept away by it. Here's what I do when I feel stressed." She smiled and took a deep breath, then slowly exhaled. "Breathe deeply. When you're stressed, your mind gets noisy. By breathing deeply, you tell your body to relax." Emma closed her eyes and followed her grandmother's advice. She took a long, deep breath, held it for a second, and slowly let it out. After doing it a few times, she felt a little lighter. "Now," her grandmother said, "let's talk about your thoughts. Sometimes we stress because we worry too much. When you feel overwhelmed, take a moment to stop, breathe, and think about what you can handle now. You don't have to do everything at once." Emma smiled. "That makes sense, Grandma. I can try that." From that day on, whenever Emma felt stressed, she remembered her grandmother's advice. She would stop, breathe deeply, and think calmly about what she could do. Little by little, she learned how to manage her stress and stay calm. Just like her grandmother, Emma realized that life, like the plant in the garden, didn't need to be rushed. It would grow beautifully if she took it one day at a time. And she was much happier for it. The end.